What's up guys, hope you're all doing good. Back with another banger video. This video is absolutely going to blow your mind, okay? So in this video I'm going to explain the exact LinkedIn process and the exact LinkedIn numbers that I got when I was generating 11 to 12,000 US dollars a week every single week from LinkedIn for my fitness coaching business, okay? This is completely automated, so this is also an automation process, and I'm going to exactly explain how you can exactly replicate these numbers. If you follow through with this video, there is no chance that you're not going to make $12,000 every single week only from LinkedIn. If you struggle with scaling at the moment, right, this is also extremely easy to automate. This is the easiest thing to pass on to a setter, so you don't even need to do it. You can take yourself out of the whole process, and it's just going to generate money on autopilot, which is what we do also for our clients, right? We all leverage LinkedIn as well for our clients, and they get their own appointment setters and fit growth specialists that specialize in fitness softwares, and they exactly know the system because we are training them, all right? We are training them in the exact way that helped us make that amount of cash, and this is why our clients are extremely successful. So let's go through it step by step. Let's see how you can start building this out for yourself. Okay, so first of all, LinkedIn is the king of qualification. Okay, you can qualify based on pain point, financial means, and also you can send out an extremely high volume of messages, which, by the way, increases the chance of you finding an even better qualified prospect, right? The more people you message, and especially people who you can choose and qualify, the higher the chance that someone will be interested in your offer. Okay, so volume is always good. Obviously, it's not the number one thing. These two things are way more important, but volume can also help loads. So pain point, given the fact that you have enough information of your ideal target audience, you can screen based on their profile. You can see on their profile on LinkedIn, because everybody has a professional profile, okay? It's not like Instagram or Facebook, right? Many people don't even have a profile picture. Because on LinkedIn, people are looking for a job. You can exactly see on their profile picture, and also based on what they do, stuff like that. If they're a real person, if they need help, right, you just look at their profile picture and you can identify, like how I used to do it, is if someone looks a little bit chubby on their profile picture and they are also financially qualified and they are working in the job and in the state and in the city where I want them to work in, then I send them a message, right? So this is how I did for my fitness coaching business. Obviously, you can search based on location, job, seniority level. So all these are financially qualified. You know that because you can literally write it into the search bar and search for software engineers in Washington, D.C., right? So it's really, really easy to qualify people on LinkedIn. It's basically LinkedIn is doing it for you. And then you can send unlimited amount of messages. So the volume of messages is unlimited, which equals unlimited good leads who are perfectly qualified. Okay, so LinkedIn is basically your dream platform. If you haven't been utilizing it, you should start utilizing it. It specifically works for fitness coaches, right? I don't know about other coaches, other niches, because let's be honest, right? It's not as easy to qualify for those, but for fitness coaches, it's completely amazing, all right? So basically how we are also going to automate this, and let's see the exact numbers that you need to get, okay? So basically you will do outreaches, conversations, calls. Now obviously the best way to do that is if you have an A-player team, which again, we provide that for our clients, right? We teach this whole process to them, okay? And also provide an A-player team that actually knows this process, okay? So these are, but obviously if you want to do it on your own, first of all, we use an automation. We are using something called Everboot. Okay, Everboot is basically something that is going to, based on your preferences and based on your exact criteria, going to build up a lead list in Google Sheet for you, so you don't need to scroll through LinkedIn or whatever. You basically are going to get a full list of perfectly qualified leads in your Google Sheet. Okay, there is a certain system on how to do that. Okay, obviously you need to learn that. Now we are giving that to our clients. Okay, if you want to know how to do that, obviously it wouldn't fit into this video, but you can send me a message, all right? And then I'm going to send you the exact breakdown of how we are teaching that to our clients, and also how we are teaching that to our teams and our clients teams, okay? But back to the numbers, okay? So basically this is what you need in order to make $11,000 every single week from LinkedIn, okay? And then I'm going to show you the exact numbers that we were getting in terms of our fitness coaching business. So if you send out 100 outreaches a day, which is automated, like it's basically 2 hours of work with Everboot, right? The response rate is 10 to 15%, which again, it's not too high, okay? But you don't need higher. And the reason for that is because the calls are going to be 40% from that. Because going back here, you're qualifying your prospects. If your profile is set up in the right way, which obviously you would do that ideally, right? Then the people who you message, like from the response rate, most of them, like 40% of them will actually want to work for you. The calls are going to be 40% of that. And the most important thing is because they are very qualified, these are the exact numbers that we've been getting. So I'm just talking about my own experience here and obviously our client's experience. 40% of course, you're going to get 50% closing rate, 3 to 4 clients per week on minimum, right? So 100 outreaches a day, 10 to 15% responses, 40% calls, 50% basically closes, okay? This is how we were getting 3 to 4 clients every single week, and this is how our clients are getting it, because literally you don't need amazing numbers on LinkedIn. You don't need a high response rate. This is why you don't need a higher volume than 100 outreaches a day, which you can do in 2 hours a day if you do that well, right, for a fitness coaching business. Now, let me exactly show you how our numbers look like. Okay, so basically we sent out in this week, right, we sent out exactly 1,033 messages. Okay, this is basically, obviously I work with my brother, right, so he also sent out messages. He sent out 1,033 messages. Okay, at this point we didn't even have a team yet, all right, so we didn't even launch our own growth team. Basically we were just doing things on our own, all right. Obviously we sent out 1,033 messages, which as you can see is not even that good, right? On this week we didn't really work that much. Like we actually skipped many days, like 5 days we skipped, literally no messages sent, and probably we were traveling, we didn't have the time to do that, you know, we didn't even have the 2 hours, and still we sent out 1,033 messages. You could send out way more than that if you're consistent. Okay, the first message response rate was 103. Okay, it's below 10%. It's not even that good. It's 9.97%. Okay, so it's literally not that great. Okay, obviously we always qualified in our second message. Okay, so obviously if you want to know how we do that, you can watch our exact DM process video on this channel somewhere, right? So you are going to know that. If you want me to send it to you, you can also send me a message. But the most important thing is the qualified people from those people were 11.65%. So 12 people from that week were extremely qualified. Okay, were extremely qualified. So back then, obviously, we're still doing setter calls, we're not doing them anymore. But anyways, the conversion rate from that was 41.66%. So over 40%. So from those people, over 40% converted into a call on that given week. We had 5 calls, extremely qualified that week, which is not a lot. But if they are disqualified, you don't need a lot of calls, because listen to this. This is basically the juice of it, right? So we booked 5 calls that week. Obviously, we booked loads of sales calls from the previous week. Basically, a few calls was flowing in because from the same process, some of them got booked for the next week, right? So we had overall 8 sales calls attended that week, and the closing rate was extremely high because we closed 50% of them because they're extremely qualified. Okay. 4 clients closed, 11,000 cash collected, okay, 6,133 cash flow in, right? We were even selling back then for a lower price, right? This is when we really started cracking LinkedIn and the whole micro niche thing and everything. This is when we started really scaling this up. After this, we started building our, basically our team, right? So if you're below that, just on your own, you can definitely get these results, 11,000 cash collected, cash closed and 6,000 cash collected in a single week, every week, only from LinkedIn. Okay, so these were our numbers. So let's just quickly look at that, how you can do that, right? So you can send out 100 messages, I mentioned, 10-15% response rate, 40% calls, exactly our numbers, 50% closing rate, 3 to 4 clients a week. Okay, if you amp up the price and you amp up the value of your program, which back then it wasn't even amazing for us, right? So we created a way better program, a way better offer after that. But it still worked because we knew how to utilize LinkedIn, automate it. Okay, it was extremely good. Now, what are you going to do? And this is another hack that we did, right? Most of our revenue, we basically doubled our revenue through utilizing the attention that detached from this. Okay, so basically this is something that we learned later down the road, right? Not to waste attention that detaches from this process. Because what happens when you basically don't close, when someone doesn't book a call? Their attention detaches, but what you're going to do is you're going to utilize content assets. I talk a lot about content assets, right, in this channel. There is a very good reason for that. Content assets are the single most valuable assets your business can create. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to post LinkedIn articles, you're going to post LinkedIn posts, right? You're going to post YouTube videos, long form YouTube videos that literally solves every single one of your clients' inefficiencies. And basically, because these people, and this is also great in LinkedIn, are going to become a connection for you, right? Connection means that if you create a LinkedIn newsletter, whenever you post a LinkedIn article, they're going to get a notification. And whenever they get a notification, they're going to click on that notification. And it's going to take them exactly to your LinkedIn article. So it's not like you need to send these messages. It's not like the algorithm puts it in front of their face. Literally, if they subscribe to your newsletter, which why wouldn't they, then they are literally going to see every single article that you are going to post. This is huge. And you can also post YouTube videos inside that article, which means that if you're already having 3 to 4 calls a week just from the straight outreach process, imagine that the attention that it generates, you can get at least another 2 to 5 clients every single week from the converter hack, from posting LinkedIn articles and YouTube videos, because this will give you infinite returns. If they don't return on that very week, they're going to return like a month later. Like literally how I was running my fitness company is I knew that whenever someone said no on a sales call, I knew they are going to come back. Because I knew that my content is literally the best on the market. I separate myself, right, especially after, after a few months of doing this, right, and actually doing this successfully. I knew that they are going to come back because my offer was an amazing offer. It was better than any other fitness coach's offers, right? I talk a lot about offer creation and how to actually fine tune that. We do that for our clients, by the way, completely and fully from beginning to the end, right? But the main thing is, I knew that my content is great. And I knew that they are going to see it because I posted it as a LinkedIn article, right? I knew that they are going to go to my YouTube channel, they're going to my Instagram, they're going to go to my Facebook. These are words that I own, and I can actually slowly and steadily break them down and get them back on a sales call. Then they will become a client again. Okay, so do you see how this is a beautiful flywheel, right? You can send unlimited messages. You don't need to have great numbers because they are very qualified and they are very niche down. It's going to be a 40% cause, right, of the response rate. They're going to be 50% clients, and anyone who didn't become one, in the end, you are going to get them back with this converter hack. This is a hack, guys, okay? This is something that you need to start doing, because if you start doing this, you are not going to waste any leads. You're going to have boundless and boundless returns, okay? So I really, really want you to understand that. This is how we've been making $12,000, $11,000 every single week on LinkedIn, and even more than that sometimes, right? Because we also don't waste any attention, and because this stuff works amazingly well. If you're a fitness coach and you haven't got this built out, you're seriously missing out, okay? If you want me to exactly build up your acquisition process, if you want this whole thing launched day one with a full growth specialist team that were trained on fitness offers, so you can start generating 11,000 on your LinkedIn, not even talking about our Instagram strategy, our ad strategy and everything, right? Book a call, okay? You're going to regret if you're not booking a call. This is something that is basically market leading in the fitness coaching industry, okay? So thank you very much for watching. See you in the next time for dreaming.